let's start. So 9 patches of the orange, 2 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to cut my strip here, 2 1/4, using the Quilter Select ruler so it doesn't move on me. And then I'm going to fold this over so I can cut 2 at a time. I could probably cut 4 at a time too. So I'm going to do that. 2 1/4. Let's measure first and see if it's 4 1/2. And it is.
Aren't you excited for spring?
I am.
Yes, I said I bought flowers already.
Oh, you got the flower. Okay.
You're already planting them, right?
Yeah.
Are they in the ground yet?
They're in their things. They're blooming in the pots I bought them in, and no, they're not in the ground yet. We're still working with our floor. We have to do our bedroom closet yet, and they haven't called.
It's a busy on the construction side of things.
Okay, so that's 8. I need 1 more. I'm actually going to turn it this way and cut my 2 1/4. I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger so I can square it up a little better.
I hope you've all had a chance to go outside and see the pretty trees and as they bloom, and
I know.
the birds coming out. And
The grass is turning green.
yeah,
There's a
really nice.
I like spring so
bird
much.
that is like sounding off at like 5 o'clock in the morning right outside of the
That
window.
would be a rooster.
No, but he's making a really chirpy noise. Not
It's
a
a very
rooster.
high-pitched chirp.
Oh,
Wakes me up every day.
well, the cat wakes me up every day when he hears the birds start to go. And she doesn't have a very pleasant meow when she does that.
So I need, of this one, I need 8 patches, and it's 2 5/8. So I'm going to cut my strip, 2 5/8. So okay, I just went brain dead.
What did you have for lunch? Was it a liquid lunch?
Well, it's always a liquid lunch, coffee.
Well, that's it. You've got the jangles.
The jangles.
The jangles.
I've not heard that one for a while.
Coffee.
The
If it
jangles.
was caffeinated, we just got.
Well, I don't really have that. So how many do I
Must not
need?
have made
8?
coffee then.
So I am going to fold this over again, just like that, so I can keep my long strip. 2 5/8. So I'm just going to trim this off right here. Spin this around, 2 5/8.
You had a question when you are
Okay,
ready.
go ahead. Question away.
When you don't use the AccuQuilt, is it important to still be mindful of the straight of the grain when you're doing your cutting?
Well,
The rotary
that's
cutter.
always a good idea when you're quilting in general. And so I need 8 pieces. I've already cut the 4, moved a little bit, so I'm just going to straighten that up. And then corner to corner. Grain is important because your fabric can stretch and move a little bit. So sewing on the bias, it's not as important in quilting as it is in fabric, but depending on the blocks that you're doing, if you're doing a 1-patch quilt, so you're cutting out a whole bunch of squares and just sewing those together, you want to find your grain and then rotate it. So one grain is going this way and one grain is going this way, and that will make sure that when you piece the whole thing together, your quilt lays flat. So grain is important, but not like it is with the AccuQuilt. So again, I need 8 patches.
Hi, Dorothy.
So of the black for the 2 1/4 inch squares. So I'm going to cut those, cut a strip. Layer that over. Layer that one over again. So I'm cutting 4 at a time. Get this out of the way a little bit.
Hi, Teresa. Hi, Ellen. Elaine.
Trim that. 2 1/4. Yep, 2 1/4. Are you doing taps?
Mm-hmm. Keeping time.
Keeping time.
Is it bothering you?
Nope.
Can they hear it?
Marilyn's got some fidgets going on, and then the next one
Not
is
the jangles.
2 5/8. Yeah, did you have caffeine?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. Gotta make my water.
To make HSC. Zip.
I get all my caffeine from chocolate.
Oh.
Square triangles.
Oh, half square triangles.
Question?
Diana was asking about cutting. Why not cut and sew to make the half square? Well, HSTs. My eyeballs aren't working. Sorry, my eyeballs are broken.
So I know what you're asking, and why don't I make the square bigger so that I can just cut the half square triangles out? I do like to use that method when I have a corresponding ruler. So these half square triangles are going to finish to, they're 2 1/4, so they're going to finish to 1 3/4 inch. And that's kind of small for me to trim those up. So I'm just going to sew them together this way. So not difficult at all to do them this way, as well as doing them the half square method, where you cut the block in half and then end up the reason I didn't is because these are going to be kind of small when we're finished. So let's see if I
Hi,
cut these
Cecilia.
right. Pretty good. Still got it.
Is it
Was there
something that
any
goes
doubt?
away?
Yeah, I've been using AccuQuilt so much that, you know, it does take a little bit of
Rotary
practice.
cutting skills are rusting.
My rusty rotary cutting. I see what you did there, Robert.
Walked into that one.
I did. Okay, again, I'm using the Juki. This is the TL 2010. We have sold out of these, but we have more on order. And the 1/4 inch seam guide. And then we're going to make a 9 patch out of these. So we need the 4 corners. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my 4 corners. And then I'm just going to take 3 of these and piece these together. 3 of these. And then we're going to come back and piece the other 3 on. There's that one. And so need 2 pieces like this. And one like this.
The block is taking shape.
The block is taking shape, so I'm just going to sew these together real quick. Okay, so I am going to piece this section together because these triangles and then these leftover squares, we're going to piece in rows around it, just kind of like round robin style. So let's put these together. So these, I'm just pressing the seams in one direction, and we'll keep track of it when we piece this border on. So I'm going to do a little bit of layout here and press the rest of these. So pretty wide on the layout here because these blocks are 1/2 inch difference. Corners. Let's press these and trim them. So I am going to press these all towards the black.
That would be towards Robert.
Towards Robert. That direction. It's like a little arrow pointing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the doohickey, also known as the multi-function finger presser tool.
I call it the whatchamacallit.
These are $7.99, I think. I'm just going to trim these little dog ears off.
Yeah, the yellow and the black do look really nice together. Yeah, the doohickey has been a very popular tool. So if you don't have one, I highly recommend that you get one.
Yep, we love it here. Use it every week. I use it at home too. Saves me a trip to the ironing board. I can piece the whole block together and then take everything over to the ironing board. And so I have to lay these out, just so you know, because I will get these going the wrong way if I don't. The doohickey.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a marketing company that has something to answer for there.
It's a really long name.
What do you call it?
Multi-finger pressure tool.
Depends on the day.
Yeah, that's right. Depends on the show. That's a cool block.
It is a pretty cool block. So,
Looks like the caution sign on a racetrack.
Mm.
the yellow
Isn't that
flag.
yellow? Yeah.
Yeah, the yellow flag. I get it.
You've been flagged.
Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is piece this together like this. So
Can I get
2
scotch tape
rows.
for you? Have that in here.
No scotch tape.
Oh.
Quilters are
So
using scotch tape now, huh?
Uh-huh.
glue's better. So the reason I'm going to piece these as rows and this is a row is, if you remember, I pressed all of my seams in one direction. So if I just continue on with that, then I can press these all in the opposite direction and all my seams will nest. So the only caveat to that is this is pieced pointing towards the black, so these have to be pieced. Oops, I picked up my block and there we go. So this seam will go out towards that way. So I'm going to do these one at a time because I'm not living on the edge today. Other days, yes, not today. So these seams need to go
If I thought about that today, I could have used it.
towards the outside.
Ooh, sunflower, yeah, that's... Somebody
It
said
kinda
the
does
block
look like a-
sunflower.
A little bit. And I'm going to trim this because it's going to end up being over the top. And piece these together.
So I got
I
a
didn't
tool
see it.
question.
Okay.
Do you think that the doohickey works better than the roller one?
You know, I haven't used the roller one, so I don't know. I know I like this one because it has more uses. So you can mark your fabric with it, so you can crease it. I mean, it's kind of hard to see it, but there is a crease there. So if I went to fold it, it's going to follow that crease. You can use it this way to crease your fabric. So see, there's a crease. So if you're doing patterns, oops, I'm picking up my pieces.
Oh no.
So if you're doing any kind of garment construction, this is a great tool for that too. You can also use it as a stylus. So if you want to hold like, an extra finger right up close to that needle because you don't want to get your finger underneath it. You don't. Trust me on that one. So it has more uses than the roller one.
So somebody asked, how many machines do you have in your house? Not that many.
Five?
Really? DDL 8700, Happy,
Six?
Long Arm.
I forgot about the Happy.
Oh, I don't know what the other ones are.
So I have the ULT.
Yeah, but it's not really out. It's not It's not in a use
Well, I'm not
situation.
really using it. I do have it, and if I wanted to, I'd get it out and use it. And then I have an old Singer, and I have an old Brother. Those are both just regular sewing machines that I don't use. They're just, I don't know, collecting dust. And then I have a sewing and embroidery combo machine, and then I have a sewing only machine, which is what I normally piece on. It's the DDL 8700 Suzuki. And then I have a multi-needle embroidery machine that love, love, love. And then I have a sit-down quilting machine.
So you have a rear.
Yeah, but most of the other ones really aren't out. Just
Yeah,
the
they're not
DDL
really out.
8700, the embroidery machine, and the
And the
quilt
quilting machine. So if I'm doing anything zigzag like applique or stuff like that, I'm doing it on the embroidery machine. So, all right, let's see if I can keep these in order and piece them together. Looking good. So with these, I need to press the seams all going towards me.
Well, your points are matching up pretty good.
Oh, so far so good. Okay, last little bit here.
I'm gonna go put those back so I don't lose them.
Okay, so there we have that. All of these seams need to press towards me. And it really doesn't take a lot of pressure with this tool to get that seam to lay pretty flat. I'm going to give that one a little bit extra love because there's a fold there. Okay. And then we're almost home stretch. And I'm just taking a second to make sure my seams are nested here. Because with these two colors, you're going to see it. This color is called Clementine.
Like the little oranges.
Like the little oranges. Okay. And again, I'm going to press this towards the outside. And then we're going to take it over and do a final press with the iron. And we will be done. And there it is.
Very pretty. Very
It is
nice.
a pretty block,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Awesome.